Hello, thank you so much for pressing play on this video and getting curious. Today I would love to talk to you about hoop sizes because that is a very common question I get asked as people are beginning their hoop journey. So where I would start is with about a 38 to 42 inch big body hoop. I'm talking not this size, right? The way that I teach hooping is more of an embodied movement practice and really focuses more on the dance. And so that bigger hoop is going to allow you to really drop in and connect with what's actually happening in your body and on your body while you're going through the movements. And with these small hoops, when you first start out, you're just moving so fast trying to keep it up, you have no clue what's going on. So please get yourself a big body hoop, 38 to 42 inches. Those are gonna come in a couple different weights. Normally there's two different weights, really. So you can have this bigger, heavier hoop to begin. No more than 2 pounds though, two pounds, no more than 2 pounds, because you have to consider you have organs here. Yeah? So imagine like this big giant thing like hitting your body and knocking around things. Right? We don't want any of that. So no more than 2 pounds, 38 to 42 inches. I think I've said that now 3 times. Go out and get yourself a bigger body hoop so that you can really connect in with your body and what's actually happening in that movement. So from there, Poly Pro hoops. This here is a 34-inch hoop. This is not, I don't think this is polypropylene tubing. My friend Brecken conjured up some magical tube that is not available anymore. And I was one of the lucky ones who got one of these hoops. However, these Poly Pro hoops, hoops that look a little bit lighter like this and smaller in diameter with the tubing, those are going to be wonderful for off-body movements. Mostly because with those bigger body hoops, it's going to be a little bit more rough on your hands when you're doing like this halo position and other things like that. So that is something really good to know as far as sizes and weights of the hoops go, right? One thing I will say though is that I began with a big hoop, right? Learned how to keep it on my waist. It was about a 42-inch hoop in diameter and a little bit of that heavier tubing, 250 PSI, I believe. And then from there, I went down to about a hoop that was a pound. That was 160 PSI, 40 inches, right? And so now I rocked that hoop for nearly 2 years when I first began hooping. And I had like gaffer tape marks on my ceiling because I was doing the forward weave and all sorts of stuff with this big hoop. So it is very possible to utilize a bigger hoop for off-body movements. So please do know that if you don't want to get a whole bunch of hoops and you're just getting curious about hooping for the first time, it's not necessary to have a whole slew of hoops, but most likely you'll end up with a whole slew of hoops. If you fall in love with the practice, I hope you do, like I have, and many people have. So let's see here. So with those Poly Pro hoops, they're gonna range anywhere from 25 inches to usually 36 inches. This one, like I said, is 34 inches. I don't do a whole lot of like juggling or solely off-body movements, which is why I prefer to have this 34-inch one. When I first began hooping, I was talking about this big 42-inch hoop that was heavier, and then I went down to a 40-inch hoop that was a little lighter. And then I went to a 36-inch Poly Pro hoop because that one I was able to keep it up on my body, but I was able to start transitioning into the off-body movements because these are really zippy, these Poly Pro hoops. And so you really have to move quite fast to keep them going. If you have any questions about hoop size and weights and any of that good stuff, feel free to reach out. Email me, laura@beautyinmovement.com, or you can go to beautyinmovement.com and go to the contact page as well. I'm happy to help guide you in any way, shape, or form to get you and your body inside the hoop. Thank you so much. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Be well.